Another day, another mass casualty event in America. Hawk said it best this morning. There is nothing more American than school shootings. It's like apple pie, the 4th of July. It is who we are. It is ingrained in our culture to the extent that we would choose every time firearms over children. 2 kids died today, 8 and 10 years old, 17 more injured, 2 critically. And we as a nation always exit these events wondering, what can we do about it? The answer seems abundantly obvious to me. Lay down your arms. And the Second Amendment defenders will always say we have to be defended from a tyrannical government. The tyranny is here and you don't care about it. It is the flimsiest excuse to say I am unable to deal with the fact that scary things happen in the world, and so I need the ability to shoot someone if it gets too scary out there. It's scary out there now. America, we have to choose kids or guns. It's that simple.
When I see somebody challenge gun reform but offer no solution, it frustrates me, especially when you're a woman with children. From mother to mother, I don't get it. You offer no solution and you would rather people be able to hold on to their guns. You know, countries worldwide have implemented strict gun laws, and in return, they don't have mass shootings. Imagine that. Scotland, since implementing very strict gun laws, they've seen 1. Since Canada implemented their gun laws, they've seen 5. In the U.S., we had 488 mass shootings in 2024 alone. That's more than 1 a day. You guys claim that gun laws don't work, but we don't implement gun laws that are nationwide. We leave it up to the states. So here in Florida, you can go buy a gun like it's a pair of sneakers, and you don't need a license to carry it. Now in California, the laws are very different. But why does the law matter when I can just go to the state next door and buy a gun? Gun laws will never work until they are implemented nationwide. And obviously, the way you think things should be done is not fucking working. So provide a solution and stop bitching.
Guys, I am so fucking tired of this. Another shooting, more kids dead, and once again, nothing is gonna change because too many of you care about your goddamn guns more than children staying alive. 2 little kids were just praying in church, and now they're gone forever. Think about that. And all we'll hear from the same people is thoughts and prayers. Newsflash, if your prayers actually worked, kids wouldn't keep getting slaughtered year after year. And don't you dare come at me and say that the biggest threat to kids is learning that little Jimmy has 2 moms or dads. You'll scream yourself hoarse about that, but don't say a word when kids get gunned down in schools or churches. Every time we plead for stricter gun laws, anything at all, and we're told, what can we do? We don't know what to do. Bullshit. Every other country has figured out what the fuck to do, but here, the Second Amendment has become more sacred than human life. So, let me ask you this. What about a child's right to live? What about their right to grow up without worrying about getting shot to death? You want to protect your freedom, but what freedom do dead kids have? None. And you know what? Fuck your Second Amendment right if it means kids keep ending up in coffins. I'm serious. Fuck your Second Amendment right and your love for it. I am angry, I am heartbroken, and I am done watching children die while politicians and gun worshippers just shrug and pray about it. Enough is enough.
What gave you the impression I was riding hard for Joe Biden? Like, if he did shitty things, he should face consequences. Same as anybody. And this whole, the Brits shouldn't talk, they just kill with knives. I mean, yeah, there is a knife problem, but the UK doesn't have the knife problem that the US does. And you know, it's almost impossible to kill children in a locked church with a knife from the outside. I mean, that's the point. You're putting weapons of mass destruction in the hands of people who shouldn't have them. And you're not putting in the appropriate checks. Most of America supports common sense gun control. But it isn't supported at the upper levels because of lobbying. Most Americans think that you shouldn't just be able to wander into a store without any sort of background check and with a history of mental health issues, or in the case of a video I saw, as a blind person and be able to get a gun. I mean, I'm not saying anything radical here.
Why are we the only country that still can't solve this problem? It's not that we must do better, we have to do better.
Only 4 states in the United States have not had a school shooting since 2008. Let that sink in for a second, okay? We have seen the largest increase of school shootings from 2021 to current day, okay? With 2022 being the deadliest year that we have had on record. Every day, 12 children die from gun violence, with another 32 being injured and needing medical care. Gun violence is the leading cause of death for children and teens in the United States. Nearly half of parents who have weapons in their home are misled in believing that their children do not know where they are, when in fact their kids do know where they are. And then in addition to that, the majority of those people do not put their guns away in a correct manner to keep them safe from children. In 2022 alone, 43,000 children were exposed to gun violence at school. 43,000 children exposed to gun violence at school.
So now that I've given you some figures, now that we've had yet another school shooting in the United States when we haven't even got through the first week of school in 2025, I think it is time we all take time to acknowledge and accept that firearm violence in America is a health crisis. It is a public health crisis. And until we start treating it as so, I don't think this is going to get better. And this is going to be an uphill battle because, as we all know, Second Amendment rights, we all want to protect our Second Amendment. So I think it's time we all start asking ourselves, what's more important, our children or our guns? Here's the irony in the Second Amendment right thing. You know, if you can't use the excuse of, well, I support Second Amendments because I want to protect people. We have valid, factual, statistical data that has been analyzed, not for 5 years, not for 10 years, for decades, in which we can look at, and not just for our country, but for other countries where we can see they have had similar issues. And all of a sudden, guess what? They crack down on their laws, and now their gun violence is near non-existent.
Look at the UK. This year alone, they passed 2 laws that are going to be instrumental in them reducing gun violence. The first one is that you have to be part of a registry. The second one is that if there's mandates now that you have to keep your gun safe. And if your gun is lost or stolen, you have to report it missing within 48 hours. You know, this is legislation that could easily be introduced into the U.S. We could have done this decades ago if we wanted to. But the reason why we haven't is because of the gun lobbyists and because of the gun corporations, okay? They want us to believe that guns protect us and that guns are the only things that keep other people with guns away. They want this whole narrative and this fear-mongering because it's how they continue to sell so many guns and so many weapons. If there was a narrative that guns don't keep our children safe, that guns are the leading cause of death of our children, do you think that would help their sales? Of course it wouldn't help their sales. So you need to step away and you need to look at the facts and figures and you need to stop with the propaganda. They want you to believe that it is this insurmountable hill, that everybody owns weapons. It's an impossible feat for us to take all the weapons away and save the children. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is allow people to keep the weapons they have. Implement legislation that prevents further sales of weapons that are capable of killing tens to 20s to hundreds of people at a time, okay? Make it harder for people to get guns so that way there is a proper process that makes sure they are mentally stable to handle a gun. Make sure there is proper training so that people know how to store a gun, keep it safe, keep it away from children. Make sure that they do not have a weapon in their home that they do not know how to handle or the implications of having one. We need to stop lining the pockets of these lobbyists and these companies, and we need to start putting our children first. We need to put people into office who have our needs and our cares and our children's at the forefront of their mind. We don't need to keep electing these people who just want to make money.
Way to try and circumvent us making any kind of legislation that will stop this gun violence issue in America, because they don't want to stop selling guns. And we can see that it's true because if you look at the rates right now, I just looked this up, and the first time gun buyers surging. They're surging. The amount of people buying guns for the first time is skyrocketing right now. So this isn't an issue that is going to get better. This is an issue that is going to continue to get worse. And if you're one of those people that's like, it's a health problem, it's a mental health problem, okay, then I want you to tell me why 50 House Republicans last year voted no whenever they tried to introduce mental health access to children in school. If it's a mental health problem, why are we not giving mental health access to our veterans? If it's a mental health problem, why are we caging up our homeless and not giving them access to mental health facilities? It's all a big ruse. It's all a ruse, and we all just keep falling for it, and our children keep going to school every day, and we just have to sit here and hope they come home at the end of the day. And I'm sorry, but I don't know about you, but I'm really sick of this, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore. So I don't know what I'm going to start doing, but I'm going to start doing something. I'm going to start doing something, because I shouldn't be sick to my stomach to send my second grader to school in America. Because we're the greatest, remember? We're the greatest. And I just have to tell you right now, if we spent even an inkling of the money that we have thrown at ICE and all that bullshit into mental health reform in our schools and into helping children when they are in crisis, just sit on that.
Okay, sorry, I was going to end the video there, but then I forgot to even talk about the craziness in Missouri. This year, we decided to lower the conceal and carry age to 17. It was previously 18, but that's not young enough. We think 17-year-olds should be able to run around and conceal and carry. But we still allow people up to 21 to attend high school. So tell me how that makes sense. And we also really love our silencers, too. Just go vote. Please go vote. Please vote. Please vote. And if you are in any position to run for office and you're mildly sane, please do so. Please do so. It's your civic duty at this point.
I got a lot of hate yesterday about my video, and I really don't care. I don't think there's anything more important than our children's lives, our children's safety. And I don't know how all these assholes can be out there making it seem like we should just accept school shootings, that we should accept mass shootings in public places, in movie theaters, in grocery stores, in places of worship, at nightclubs, at concerts. I don't think that's a way to live. I don't think that's a way for any of us to live. So I don't understand. Like, shouldn't we all be against mass shootings? I don't know. Blows my fucking mind. Absolutely blows my mind.